So if you've been anywhere around the gacha space recently, you've probably seen that Wuthering Waves have released their second beta test. And to be honest, this is really the turning point for the game. If you didn't watch my previous video on this, then I'm just going to quickly give you a rundown of everything that happened and how we got up to this point. So pretty much at the very start, as all games do, we had the announcement that Wuthering Waves was going to be released. And obviously as time went on, they released trailers and new little teasers and stuff, and then they eventually released their first beta test, which whenever people played the game, it wasn't very well received. I mean, it was a good game and people really enjoyed it, but there was many issues with it and, you know, it could be even better. But all of that pretty much led up to what we have now, which is the second beta test, which has seemed to be massively improved. I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, we got a trailer which people were extremely excited for because it seems like Kuro Games have absolutely turned around what they've done and they've tried to actually listen to their audience and improve the game, which if you know what's going on with Genshin at the moment, then you may see why people are super excited, because it seems like Kuro Games are a lot more invested in the community in comparison to Genshin, which kind of have been ignoring their community lately. And so this has prompted a ton of hype for the game and people are super excited. And just the other day we had the release of the second beta test. And looking at some of these creators' opinions, we've got Doro here who, you know, is a very popular Genshin creator and is very positive about Genshin, but it seems like he also likes Wuthering Waves too. He says, Wuthering Waves first impressions. Amazing combat and Echoes is so creative. Open world is great, gacha system is good and the weapon banner isn't a scam, and the traversal and movement is solid. But he did also have some negative things to say, such as the story is okay, which was actually an issue in the first beta test, but I think they've actually improved it, but maybe it's still not the best. And also apparently the bosses are too easy. But there has been a big argument for the bosses, saying that it's just early game and that, you know, they will get harder as you go on. It's just that with the beta test, you only experience, you know, what an early game player would play. And again, we've got another creator here, Tectone, who you may know very, very well on my channel. He gets in a lot of drama with other content creators, and Tectone has been playing a lot of gacha games for a long time. I think he started off on like Summoner's War and then moved on to games like Arknights and then obviously Genshin and then Honkai Star. So he's pretty knowledgeable on what is a good gacha game and what isn't, regardless of whether you like what he says about other people or not. That doesn't really matter in this. And he says here in this tweet, boys, I'm gonna say it, I think Genshin Impact is its first real competitor. The era of Wuthering Waves will soon begin. This game is amazing. So it seems like he is super positive about this game. I haven't actually seen his videos or streams on him actually playing the game, so I don't know if he's just exaggerated this, but it seems like, you know, there's a really positive outlook on this, especially just with the creators. I mean, these are just two creators that I picked out, but there are a ton more that are saying the game's great. I'm pretty sure even people like Atsu said the game was good, so, you know, it's gotta be pretty decent. And obviously the word Genshin Killer is being tossed around again. I said in the last video that this word gets tossed around a ton whenever there's a new game that comes out, but this might be one of the games that kind of gets close to it. And no, I don't want to say this game is definitely a Genshin Killer because I hate that word. That word is the most, you know, it's like a massive clickbait word. But honestly, I think this game could really push Genshin to be better. As by the looks of it, in CBT2, this game could actually be one of the best gacha games of all time. Obviously, maybe not beating games like Genshin Impact, but it could be up there, just somewhere like the top 10 or something. And the fact that Wuthering Waves is just so similar to Genshin could actually ring some alarm bells at the Hoyoverse Studios, because they're both open world, they both have very similar fighting styles and everything like that. So maybe when this game fully comes out, we might actually start seeing a change from Genshin 2, because at the rate it's going, Genshin's player base may decline just because people are going over to Wuthering Waves. And we haven't even really seen any event rewards or any free rewards that they're giving out, because I'm sure there'll be tons. And I can almost say for certain, if they do give out free characters and free currency and everything, I think this could actually cause another storm in the whole Genshin community. But with all this positivity, there's also been a tiny bit of negativity for Wuthering Waves. As I said before, on Twitter and stuff, all I've seen is positivity coming from creators and just random people playing the game. But over on Reddit and other sites, it's been kind of negative, and apparently loads of people are doom posting about this game, saying that it's never going to be good enough, and that some of the small negative things that even Doro mentioned could ruin the game, which honestly it won't. They've still got so much time to cook with the game, and it's not even fully out yet. So it's really interesting to see this, because I didn't really think there was a negative side to this, because everyone's been saying it's great, but apparently that's not the whole player base's opinion. And as this post here says, people that are doom posting just need to chill out a bit. And honestly, that's really true. I think people are expecting this to be way better than it actually is, because obviously this game has been hyped up a ton and people were expecting this to be the next big gacha game, but those are some really, really high expectations, and Wuthering Waves is doing just fine as it is. And again, we have to bear in mind this is in CBT2. Like, the game isn't even released and people are already complaining. Now, Wuthering Waves haven't really announced when the full game will be be released, but people speculate it could be, you know, end of 2024 to the start of 2025. So that gives them way over half or even 3/4 of a year to work on this game even more and improve the things that people found negative. And to be honest, there isn't too much negative stuff to do. I mean, if we go just off what Doro says, they need to fix the story a bit and make the bosses a bit harder. I mean, for a games company, that is one of the easiest things to do, I swear. Yes, making a good story can be kind of hard, but you know, they've got so much time and they could always bring in some really good story writers to help them make the story even better, because it is possible. So I really hope we see these changes whenever the game actually comes out, and I'm super excited for the game to fully, you know, release. Because then I think we'll actually see a fully packaged version of the game which will be fully complete and no one can complain about. But again, don't be surprised if there are a couple things wrong with it, because again, I've always said this game isn't going to be perfect. And it seems like a lot of these Doomposters think that the game's going to be perfect, which obviously it isn't. And just going from all of these positive reactions, this could be an amazing game. And we could see it up there with the likes of Genshin, and I really hope it does push Genshin to make a change, because Genshin has not been doing good at the moment. I mean, I kind of forgot today there's a new banner coming out with Yai, Mika and Zhao going on their reruns, and I just didn't know about it at all. I completely forgot that was happening because, you know, I'm not interested anymore. So I really hope it pushes them to make a change and I can start caring a lot more about the game like I used to. And overall, I think Wuthering Waves is a positive thing, even if it doesn't meet these Doomposters' expectations. And pretty much all I've got to say to the Doomposters of the game is that just give it a chance. I know that some games do just utterly fail, even from the beginning, but there are many games in the past that have been, you know, alright or not so good in the beginning and got even better. And yeah, I do think it is very constructive to be critical of the game where it needs to be critical, but just straight up doom posting about the game is just kind of a bit far, because the game isn't that bad. And if you really think so negatively about this game, then maybe you should just stop playing it, because I don't think the community really wants you, as at the moment they are super positive and, you know, they want this game to succeed. And it just seems like doom posting on sites like Reddit is just not going to bring anything constructive, and maybe it will even deter some players to play the game. So if you're doom posting right now, I would probably stop, especially if you want the game to be doing good, because of course you can leave constructive criticism, but I just wouldn't hop on the hate train, because there's still so much time for the developers to improve this game and make it even better than it is in this beta test. And hey, any game would be better than picking mints in Genshin Impact. And also that's why it really confuses me that the people that hate Genshin Impact are also hating Wuthering Waves, which is so weird. I know they do look similar and everything like that, but they're not made by the same company, they're not the same game, and they're completely different. Yes, some of it was inspired, but also Genshin was heavily inspired by Zelda, so I don't really see what some people mean about that. And if you hate Genshin Impact that much, then that gives you even more reason to support Wuthering Waves, because this could actually be a game that helps contribute to the downfall of Genshin. Now, I'm not saying it will definitely cause the downfall of Genshin, but I think it will definitely contribute to it. But I do also understand why some Genshin haters may not want it to succeed, because Genshin is in a really bad state at the moment, and the release of Wuthering Waves could actually prompt Genshin to get better, which, you know, some people wouldn't be very happy. But either way, they're just games and you shouldn't really feel that emotionally attached to them, so, you know, do what you want. So all in all, super excited for this game. I can't wait for it to come out, and the CBT2 is looking amazing. And if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. That's all. See ya!